You are now listening to the NFT Quarterback Podcast with your host, the man, the myth, the legend, Ricky Van Winkle. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the NFT Quarterback Podcast. Today we have the honor of having Erick White on the program. He's going to get into the NFL All Day Moments. He's also going to get into the new playbook action that they have going on over there at NFL All Day. So, if you guys are NFT collectors, you guys are football fans, that's why you're at the NFT Quarterback Podcast. Today we got our boy talking about the NFL moments that you guys can pick up this season and how to interact with NFL All Day. Thank you to Erick White for being on the program. Let's go ahead and listen in, guys.
Microphone check. This is Erick.
Yo, I got you, bro. You are recording right now. All right, man. So you are the expert or the mind behind the goobs at the Party Mansion. That's correct, Erick?
Yeah, so my name's Erick, and I'm the artist and the lead creator in the Party Goops in the Party Mansion.
Okay.
So we're an NFT project on the Flow blockchain, and we like to just bring the party.
Bring the party. Awesome. So, and how long have you been in the NFT field?
So I've been in the NFTs for a little over a year now. I got started back in Ethereum projects, just kind of seeing things get exciting. And then I found the Flow blockchain. I saw some interesting companies building with it and some fun communities. And I kind of wanted to shift it over from Ethereum to Flow and started building there.
Okay, and some of your earliest experiences were with the NFTs, the NBA Top Shots. Is that not true?
Yeah, actually, that was one of the first NFTs I really started to get into, in the sense where that showed me the possibilities of NFTs.
Okay.
So I remember when they first launched, and people were just clamoring for packs, and there wouldn't be enough for everyone to go around. And I was lucky enough to buy one of these packs, and I immediately flipped it for a chunk of cash. Not a big, like I flipped it for more when I bought it for. Anyway, so I bought this pack from NBA Top Shots, and then I realized someone else wanted it more than I did. And so I made that flip, I made that sale, and goes, hey, there's potential here. You know, I wasn't really a card collector growing up, but I did have the G.I. Joe card. So I didn't collect sports, but I had like all the G.I. Joe baseball card type of collector card.
All right. So do you see these NFT moments? Now I'm talking like basketball and football moments. You do see them kind of running parallel to collector cards from way back when? Is this the new kind of collector card to have?
For me, yes. Yeah, I mean, you see the actual moment. And because like baseball cards, or collector cards, they're stagnant. They're right there, and there's no action in the card. And they can look cool and they're physical, but these moments really bring a lot more to the table, in my opinion.
Oh, awesome. So you started out NBA Top Shots. Now we're going into NFL season. And for everybody, this is the NFT Quarterback Podcast with your host, Ricky Van Winkle. Today we have Erick White on the program, the brain behind the Party Mansion. And we're going to get into these NFL All Day. They have a playbook action that's going on right now. And so, first of all, how do you relate like NFL All Day moments to the NBA Top Shot moments, Erick? How do you see the similarities between the two?
Yeah, so there's definitely some similarities between the two because they're both Dapper products. So it seems like everything that Dapper had learned when building NBA Top Shot, they immediately implemented over at NFL All Day. So the idea is a player that you love makes a play that's really freaking cool, like catches a Hail Mary, runs a touchdown, intercepts the ball, for a big game, scores the win. All these moments can get captured in small clips because they already are. Like we already have all these clips, and these clips are utilized on ESPN and other pieces. Well, what the NFL now is doing is like, hey, you can own this moment. So these are licensed products that you can as a collector and a football fan put into your collection? I mean, we live on our phones. Everything I have of value, it's all that's found almost on our phones nowadays because we live within this meta world almost.
Right. Awesome. Awesome. And in order to get the NFL All Day Moment collectors hyped up for the NFL season, NFL All Day brought out a playbook. I want to say it's just some kind of game or some kind of interaction that a owner or non-owner can take part in with the NFL All Day content.
So what they're trying to do with that is make your experience a little more interactive. And this is another reason why it's an upgrade on collectors, like a collecting ability, because all of a sudden now you can take these moments you own or collected previously and they have another upgrade, or you can utilize them to complete challenges. So I have to speak from a non-football like viewership.
Right, right.
Okay, but at the same time, let's say you own one of the Bills, and then the Bills they play a game. All of a sudden, they have a challenge going, "Hey, do you have these players in your collection already? We can utilize them." And he caught most yards.
Let me pick you up because you're the NFT pro. Everybody knows you're the NFT guy. Let me kind of pick up on the football side of it. I'm gonna pick you up, man. So basically, yesterday, Stephon Diggs he catches a touchdown pass, and basically, you as a fan, you like Stephon Diggs, and this is something special that happened. He's going to play the old world champs or the defending champs. He scores a touchdown at their home field, so it's kind of a special moment. And you as a collector now, instead of um, I'm not even going to go back to my predecessors, but you as a collector now can collect this licensed digital moment, basically a video, and add it to your collection and show it off on Twitter, kind of like displaying art. So I think that's what we're kind of getting at there as far as the moment goes, and how significant the moment can be is really what's special about these NFL all day moments also.
Exactly. Yeah, and so with NFTs, you own that piece. And so I saw one comment while browsing Twitter the other day goes, okay, so great, now you can own short clips. What's the big deal? And I would argue that these are the challenges. These are what make that ownership valuable. Where all of a sudden now you can say, hey, I have this in my collection and I can utilize it further with the NFL. And we already seen with the NBA, man. If you have like a big NBA Top Shot collection, you do get benefits from like NBA events.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So we're gonna start seeing that build. So we might start seeing that filter over into the NFL side. Let's say you own enough Saints players. Well, all of a sudden you might be getting benefits from owning Saints players. So the players themselves will be starting to join in on this action as well.
Right. So already on Twitter they have players advertising NFL all day moments, and especially they're advertising their own moments, which gets me thinking what kind of incentives there are to do such things. But we do see that, Richard Sherman, he was on the NFL All Day Twitter Spaces about a week ago talking about his moment, his package drop. And then there was also a Jalen Ramsey before the Rams game talking about NFL All Day moments. So there's definitely players backing it already also.
Yeah, because how cool is that? Let's say you're a player and you make this badass play, right?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you can view it. The player who made the play can own their own moment, and then all their fans are able to watch this play over and over again and go, "Hey, this is when you did when you intercepted that ball in the game. Yeah, well, now I own that moment." And so all the fans get a little bit closer to their players by owning these as well.
All right. So let's talk really quick about this playbook. Um,
Yes.
can you get into detail on that? I believe you were on the website earlier interacting with their instruction page. What's the details on that?
Yeah. So as an NFT person, so what they do is I say they'll give you a challenge. For this challenge, you might have to simply log in. For this challenge, for the next challenge, you might be required to have a specific team member in your collection. So let's say everyone who owns a Saints player will challenge. So if you don't have a Saints player in your collection, then you're encouraged to go pick one up off the marketplace. So all of a sudden now, if you're a collector or trader, you're incentivized to purchase these moments, but also you can flip moments too, because you'll start seeing prices of players go up and down as these challenges move forward.
Oh, okay. So, really quick here, while we're on the topic of the marketplace, how fast do you see NFL moments or NFL all day moments moving on a marketplace? I mean, if it's priced right, how fast can you expect something like that to move?
It's really dependent on sometimes these challenges, the players. All of a sudden, let's say you have a player who's in the prime of who's a rookie player.
Okay.
Okay, and so you're picking up his rookie moment. Now he goes on the next year. He's doing bigger and better things. The price of all his moments could start following him. The bigger a player he gets. Now let's say he breaks, or let's say he tears his ACL and he's out of the sport forever. You
Mm-hmm.
could see a downturn of his moment because his career is over. And so there's a little bit of like any collector's piece.
Mm-hmm.
But the marketplace really depends on how many users they have. And the NFL has a lot of collectors out there, right? And so let's say that one of these competitions comes up and says, "Hey, you need 4 different bill players in this playbook peak collection." So you're going to see all those players shoot up in value for about 12 hours. And then right after that collection goes and finishes, all those players that you just had, those prices will drop.
So real
That's something
quick,
you have to be cognizant of too.
so just like a tip, let's say I have 5 Bills players and I only need to collect 4, then that's the opportunity to kind of put one of the players on the marketplace without really losing too much. Or how would you feel about a move
Yeah,
like that?
yeah, exactly. That's a way you can do it. Now with these collections and challenges, a lot of times there'll be specific players, and it'll also be depending on the game. So
Mm-hmm.
just looking over, it goes like this one. You want 4 different players, and it depends on how many players these have. Like Cooper Cup, Stephon Diggs, Gabriel Davis, and then they'll have a piece that says any defensive player. So you'll need those 3 key names and any defensive player in your collection to make this week's playbook play.
Nice. And if you make the playbook play, if you collect all the yards, then what kind of reward packages are sitting on the other side of that?
That's a great question because from my perspective, on NBA Top Shots, you used to be able to, whenever you finished a collection, like a challenge like this, you earned another NFT moment. Now, the NFL is taking a little bit different stance, and they're asking you to run yards. So by doing this one, you're going to get 15 yards, and I'm assuming you're going to need 100 yards in the end
Mm,
to finish this month's challenge. This is something I could really look into further.
okay. Yeah, but I think they
But
just
it looks
kind of
like you get
released all this stuff yesterday too, so we're still kind of gathering information as we go.
exactly. We are definitely gathering information. So this Thursday night challenge ends in 8 hours. So
Okay.
all these player moments that are required for this challenge, they'll be at a premium right now. So if you really want those yards, you're gonna have to pay that premium. Now, when this challenge is over, you're gonna see that the prices from these players will drop. Now they could come back around because maybe they will need for a future challenge. They're still great players, X, Y, Z,
Okay.
and so on.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, this is great. Eric, thank you so much. I know your time is very valuable. And the NFT Quarterback Podcast would also like to thank the Party Mansion brand itself for allowing us the opportunity to work on your guys' Discord channel. Special thanks to Runaway Rick, CK24, C Money 22 for really getting into that NFL all day Discord channel and just putting in work. You guys have takes, and thank you to everybody on there on Twitter. If you guys are on Twitter, make sure to give the Party Mansion NFT a follow. And thanks again, Eric, for joining the podcast.
Yeah, hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. This episode of the NFT Quarterback Podcast was produced by RMT Books. For more information, go to www.rmtbooks.com.